All right, here we go. Speaking of fast cars there, President Trump, he rips NASCAR's Bubba Wallace for the news hoax, right? He went on Twitter, this was today, to pretty much slam NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace for not apologizing for claiming that someone had left a noose in his garage. Remember, like last week, this was the big story. Or a week prior, this was the big one, right? Bubba Wallace comes out saying that someone put a noose in his car in Alabama at the Alabama Speedway, and then it ended up he didn't even see it. One of his team members told him there was a noose,
right? And
it ended up being there for quite some time, actually, months, and now they're showing pictures of this very similar style of rope that's used to what is it?
It's a garage door pull down.
A garage door pull down. It was there for months and in some even years. So, nonetheless, Trump is like, and you saw what happened. He went on the news. He did his, hey, poor me, and everyone stepped up. NASCAR was like, I'm with you, Bubba. Screw this. I'm with you. The drivers, right before the race, pushed his car around. It looked like it was a presidential parade, for crying out loud. Well, he's still and then the FBI goes in, does the investigation.
Yeah.
And the FBI, remember at first, NASCAR was doing the investigation.
Right.
And we were asking why. Why is NASCAR doing this investigation?
Turned it over to the professionals, the FBI.
Do you think NASCAR started the investigation and go, oh, no.
They didn't want to have to be the ones to break the news.
We better call the feds in. we better call the cops on this one. And the FBI soon determined that the so-called news was, it was just a pull rope on the garage door. And many of the garage doors had them, actually. So there was no news, there was no crime, there was no racism. Awesome. That's a good thing, right? There was no racism. But July 6th, President Trump is wondering via Twitter if Wallace, NASCAR's only full-time black driver, by the way, as feels like we always have to put that out there, has ever apologized to the NASCAR drivers and officials who supported him. Should he apologize to those who were pushing his car and, I stand with Bubba? Bay, your thoughts?
This whoever he thought did it is who he need to apologize to.
Who do you think he thought did it?
I guess I want to say the people that was around the garage.
Because, how do you do that? This is a multi-million-dollar speed track. They got because all the celebrity drivers are there. They got the cameras, the surveillance cameras. I mean, these are million-dollar machines.
Yep.
Bubba. Ooh. Now, do you think he wanted it to be a noose?
He's flip-flopped back. He did at first. He had said no, it really is this, and then he apologized and said no. Last I heard, he'd flopped back and said no, it absolutely is a noose.
Do you think he wanted to be a victim of a hate crime?
I don't think anybody wants that, unless you just want attention.
Right. And it could be that he just wanted attention. It could be that it's a fair argument.
It could be that he believed it easier.
Like Bay, we were talking about this, with that one argument that this one guy I follow, and he was saying that, well, this is part of him feeling he's not black enough, right? Because he's because he's mixed,
biracial,
right? And then they brought up Jussie Smollett, because he's biracial also.
That is true,
right? And guess who else is? Colin Kaepernick. Who and all these people that we just mentioned all grew up very wealthy, in very rich areas, right? Very interesting. Very interesting that it is those individuals that want to be the spotlight and the namesake of this current movement. Yeah, just read a book. That's all you got to do. All right, but let's move forward. All right, intern Shane, we should move forward from that one, right? No, you got to say it. We're broadcasting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I don't know. You know what? I don't think he should have to apologize.
No, but whoever, somebody points out in the comments, David Rhodes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, whoever started the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When told him.
Yes, that's who
That
needs to
guy
apologize.
needs to apologize
Yes.
to Bubba.
Who said that, Rhodes?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're absolutely. Oh,
So why'd you get me in this mess?
I bet that guy's fired.
I don't know who it is. I mean, obviously they're keeping that part of it secret on
I-
purpose, I'm
I
sure.
bet. And don't forget, it's Bubba Wallace. They got the Confederate flags removed from all NASCAR events. Yeah. Removed and banned.
Because of this, or just before it?
Right before this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right before this.
Well, then, I would be suspicious if I had just made a movement to get
Yeah.
all the Confederate flags banned.
Uh-huh.
And a noose shows up in my car, and I hadn't noticed it was
Worried
a pull
about blowback.
string.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I saw pictures, and it looked so tiny, though.
Yes.
I feel like if he had ever seen it, he probably... I totally believe he had never seen it because it's a tiny little thing.
Yeah,
this
but
is this
then
is a
he
noose
wouldn't.
for ants.
News for ants, and red ants. Okay, we'll say red ants. But but then after seeing it, he did go on his media tour, still claiming.
It's hard to back down, though, once you commit like
Yeah.
that without losing face.
I know.
In a tough position. Because then you're throwing your guy under the bus, too, that came to you and told you about it. Your whole team. Like, none of them knew what they were talking about. He had to insist, no, they were right. It's just
What if the guy that told him, okay, the guy on his team is a midget, right?
you're a terrible joke.
Oh, sorry, a little person. What if he's a little person?
Still terrible.
Can't say the M word anymore, the M word.